I'm Samira with When the Music Stops. Thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. I hope you're all enjoying it so far. I just want to take a few minutes to talk about a subject that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is self-love. So looking back at my own journey with my mental health, I think self-love is one of the things that has made just the biggest difference for me. So just to give a little background, I've lived with depression, anxiety, and PTSD most of my life. And 4 years ago, I made a very bold decision to prioritize my mental health for the first time in my life. And I really didn't know what that meant or how that was going to look. I just knew that there were things that I had been dealing with and a certain way that my life had been going up until that point that I was unwilling to just let continue. So I ended up on this really amazing trajectory, and one of the first really big lessons I got was around my self-image and my self-esteem. And I ended up in a really difficult situation, and at the time it was so heartbreaking and so challenging, but it really was this beautiful opportunity for me to get an up-close look at my relationship with myself and how I really viewed myself and the beliefs that I held. And what I realized was I really did not love myself. And I think at that point in my life, I didn't even know that you were supposed to love yourself. I think that there are so many things in our society that tell us that we should focus on our flaws and our shortcomings and all of the ways that we aren't good enough, when in reality, we are always enough. And it took a lot of introspection and time alone and getting to know myself for me to really understand that I was worthy of love. And, you know, if I think about what my definition of self-love is, and I think that's going to be something that's different for everyone, but for me, I think self-love is the belief that I am worthy of being treated with love and respect in my relationships with others, as well as my relationship with myself. And I also think there's another layer to that of finding acceptance for ourselves wherever we're at. You know, I think in the past, I always felt like if I reached a certain point in my life or in my career, if I saw a certain number on the scale, if I looked a certain way, if I had a certain number of followers, a certain number of likes, then I would love myself and I would be happy. And what I actually saw as I started accomplishing all of these things in my life was that I would reach that goal and I still didn't love myself. I would hit that mile marker and I still didn't feel good. And what I realized is, like, we're always worthy of love and we're always deserving of that, no matter where we're at. So it was once I really found that acceptance for myself and started from that place that things really started to flow. So if any of this resonates for you, just know you're not alone. You know, I think that's the one thing that a lot of us really want you to take away from this stream is you're not alone. We're all on these journeys together. And though our own personal journey might be unique, we can all show up and support each other in this. So I would invite you to participate in a little inquiry with me, and, you know, perhaps write these down in your journal, maybe just take some time to think about them. But, you know, I have a few questions just to kind of get you exploring this topic. And the first one would be, how would it look and how would it feel if I fully loved and accepted myself as I am right now? It's a really interesting question to sit with. And I hope that that opens up a lot for you. The second question would be, what are the resources and tools that I need to support myself in living that life? You know, so often we feel like we're going through everything on our own. There are so many amazing resources out there to support you along this journey. I am a huge advocate for therapy. I love my therapist. I've worked with life coaches. I think that there are so many opportunities that we have to really empower ourselves in our healing journeys and in our journeys with our mental health. And having a support system is, it's such a game changer, I gotta tell ya. And the last question that I'd love to ask is, what are 3 things that you're proud of yourself for? I think so many of us, again, are really focused on our shortcomings and our flaws, but I guarantee you, if you take some time to think about it, there are things that you're proud of yourself for. Might take you a while to warm up to that and to admit it, but they're there. And honestly, like, these things can be as simple as, I got out of bed today. It doesn't have to be like, you know, I cured cancer or I solved world hunger. Brilliant if you're working on those things, more power to you. But every day we accomplish things. And the more that we can learn to recognize ourselves for that and acknowledge ourselves for that, the more that we start to focus on the things that we're doing as opposed to the things that we feel we're not doing well enough. So I hope that this helps. I hope that this maybe sparks a little flame in your heart, and that maybe today is the beginning of your self-love journey. So wherever you're at, however you're doing, please know that you are so deeply loved and so worthy. And most importantly, know that you are not alone.